So, I got all my working on electrical stuff going here. This is that inverter that died on me. Well, I got good news. I have fixed it once again. The company's been really good, really nice for working with. They sent me 2 new control boards with other ICs and all that stuff on it. And I fried one, putting it in, like immediately. I asked for 2 because I know I almost always fry something while working on it. So they sent me 2, luckily, because I fried the one the first time I put it in, because there was a tiny trace of solder between 2 of these little things here. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Yeah. So that fried it. I replaced a few of these inputs were shot again. I don't know how. I checked them, but anyways, they're no good again. So I replaced these 4. And now, if I turn it on, I got a working unit. Just like factory almost. I don't know what the sine wave looks like. The light is not flickering, but I can't do this for too long because I have some MOSFETs not heat sinked. But that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to hook everything up and put it back in the case. Very happy. Now I got a second working inverter. And hopefully with the new parts that I put on this, it'll last longer. Alright, how's it going, guys? We're back again. So far it's doing pretty good. Haven't had any issues with it yet. Here's the old beast that I got working again. It's all pretty good news except for one thing. They sent me a 50 megahertz board instead of a 60 megahertz board. So now my problem is, so if you can see that, 50 megahertz. So my question is this usable, or do I have to get them to send me a 60 megahertz board? Because it is working. It runs loads. Let's see, we'll turn this heater on. Let's see what this says on the bottom. This says 60 megahertz, 1500 watts. Okay. Okay, so that is plugged into here. It's got a nice clean sine wave, or fairly good. It's not 100%. There's one tiny little ripple point right there, but it's not terrible. I can zoom in on it, but this is just loud. It's loud to begin with. It used to be a work unit. So that's with the heater on. Still 59 hertz. Let's go watts. 400, 500 watts. This thing puts out higher voltage, so it takes quite a bit more power. This says 140. That says 125. I'm going to check it with my voltmeter actually after this and try it out, but like everything's working just fine. Let's try 1500 for a second. It doesn't even, the sine wave doesn't even, that's 1500, it's back to 500. Let's go on the front here so you can see. So, oh no, sorry, that's 760. So 760 up to 13, 14, 15, back down to 7. So it's working, but 50 megahertz. I don't know. I feel like that's not going to work with too many things very well. I don't know what else I could try on this, but anyways, I'm going to contact them because this board isn't too hard to put in and out. It's got a bajillion pins on it, but I made a little contraption that takes it off quite nicely. But the cool fact is, we got it running again. It turns on, it runs, it works. If I had to, I would just use this for resistive loads only, and I'm sure it would work just fine. And yeah, so that's the update. Fixed it, but I had the wrong, it must be the wrong part, so I'm gonna ask them to send me another one. Batteries are doing good. They got fully charged today from this tiny little charge controller, which is crazy. I'm not using a whole lot of power because I'm only pulling a little bit through that inverter. Got the Mr. Heater Buddy on because it is freezing outside. It said it was minus 1.5 in here, and I don't want it to be that cold, so I turn the Mr. Heater Buddy on. I'm gonna let it warm up in here a bit, warm up the batteries and everything. And maybe I'll run this heater too. I'm gonna get a blanket or something to cover this door to help keep this room warmer. And yeah, oh, I can't wait to get my other BMSs so I can hook the rest of this up. And I'm gonna grab my multimeter right now because I believe this is a true RMS meter. Let's see. Yep, right there. Look at that, guys. Where is this? Come on, focus. True RMS. Woohoo! So I'm going to check the voltage with this and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I put my True RMS meter on here and it does shows 126 volts on the output, where this is saying 137. I had the same problem with the Antrex X Power. But yeah. Okay, so she's working. Contact them about that. Well, maybe if that's reading the voltage wrong, maybe that's reading the megahertz wrong too. I'm gonna do some tests here actually. Alright, so I got a tiny bit of insulation up covering the door, just enough to keep some heat in. I got I'd say that's equal to about R2 value maybe. A little tiny gap at the bottom, but that's alright. Got this electric heater bringing these batteries down because they're pretty much fully charged. Sitting at 63.2 volts. Keep my eye on this. It seems to be working good. Crazy that I got the thing working. I had very low hopes of actually getting it working. I was just doing it to learn about inverters, but learned a lot about inverters. I have great confidence that if this did die that I would be able to fix it, but we'll see. So far it looks good. It's working great. Haven't had any problems. It's only been, well, I don't even know how long it's been. Not that long. It's what, been 48 hours I've had this thing. It's only been running probably for 40 hours. This is pretty much in standby mode. I just use it as a charger. It's a beast. It can run pretty much everything. And I'm gonna be purchasing the back plate that goes with this, and the board, the bottom piece that has all the breakers and stuff in it. Most likely get that too, but at least the back plate. I'm gonna get the double back plate that does that can hold two of these. And yeah, anyways, got the heater buddy, got the little heater going, and it's actually getting quite a bit warmer in here. I was freezing outside, just went and did something, and now I got some nice warmth. That I've pretty much decided now that the old Antrex, that thing's an amazing inverter. I'm going to put that in the work trailer, and we'll be able to run a lot more stuff a lot better too. Alright, so it is 9:40 at night. The basement of this house, because we heat with firewood mostly, is quite cold. The fireplace here, and there's two bedrooms downstairs which get quite cold. So I have a 1500 watt heater, which on this 3000 watt reliable power inverter. Reliable is the brand name. It's a Chinese inverter. It's set to put out 100. It varies depending on the input voltage from 112 to 100, and I've seen up to 117 volts. And so this 1500 watt heater at that voltage is putting out 1250 watts, and I'm going to run this till the morning and then let the solar panels charge up the batteries tomorrow morning. Well, looks like whoever's in the room downstairs, it's warm enough for them, so they turned it down to the low setting, which is 583 watts. You can see that nicely on the graph here. And yeah, so that the reliable electronics inverter that I am testing, see if it's any good. It's been doing okay so far. I've been running 1500 watt inverter or heater off of it, so at least it can handle that. I haven't pushed it much further as of yet. I might do it eventually, but definitely don't want to kill it off the get-go like I did my first Chinese inverter.